Hi Anthony, when you get the stereo, the turntable will be packed separately, so not to damage the turntable and the stereo itself. We've had issues in the back in the past when turntable would actually bang and damage the wood. So this is the safest way, but it's very easy to reconnect. So essentially we'll have some packing in here, so just to keep everything in place. You'll want to remove that, and I'll show you what's inside here. Here we have the plugs. Here's the little Bluetooth device that you access from the underside when you pair your phone. And essentially we just have the power cable, and the left and right is the only thing that needs to be connected. All these things are Velcroed in, shouldn't be moving. The power is loose though, just make sure it's in this position when starting. But it should be already like that. So this is a two-person operation. So right here on the turntable, as you can see, there's the plug for the phono and the left and right. So the first thing I'll connect is the left and right. Okay, and on the box you can see an L and an R. I know the R is up here. That'll be the red, and the left will be the black. Once they're securely in, simply plug in the power. It can only go in one way. Once that's in, you just gently put it in, make sure all the wires are neat. Watch them scratch anything, and you just drop it straight in. Move it around till you hear some clipping. That's essentially the springs going back into space, into place. And that's pretty well it. So once that's installed, a couple things I recommend doing is, for the first time, you'll notice, because the return mechanism uses magnets, it'll go up and down the first time we use. So I'm just going to go manual once. And it's adjusting itself. Okay, once it's done this, then it's ready to use. Next time you'll use manual, you'll be able to use it normally. Another thing I do suggest to do is right back here, okay, there's like a little latch here. The first time I always suggest just pulling it up and down just a little, just to make sure it's loose. Okay, and that's another good troubleshooting thing. If you haven't used a turntable for very long, for some reason the queuing mechanism doesn't go down, it uses a very high viscosity oil. And after a while, it can get a little stuck if it's not used for a very long time. And you just do that a few times, and then everything will operate fine. So that's the other thing you want to check. Another thing you want to check here is this counterweight. If it goes up by any chance, that's what pushes the arm back. We don't want to use that. We usually put it as low as possible. It's not really required, so that's what we recommend for that. Aside from that, you should be set to go. We've already calibrated the arm for the weight. If for whatever reason this piece gets moved during shipping or something, calibrating the turntable is pretty simple. Okay, on the left hand side here we have a 0 to 5 gauge. I don't know if you can see it, but it's essentially, by turning this here, I'll put it to 0. Okay, now that it's at 0, what I do, I make sure my shield guard is down. What I want to do is to make sure I have 0 weight on it. So what I'll do is I'll just have it hover here. And as you can see, it's already hovering, right? So it's got 0 weight on. So when I turn this in to 3, I have 3 grams of weight, which is essentially what I want. This will already be done. So now I have the weight, and obviously the head goes down. This will already be done, but in the event that you need to calibrate it, it's as simple as doing that. If you need more instructions on that, there's tons of YouTube videos on how to calibrate a Lab 80. So that's pretty well it. So now that I've installed that, the next thing you're going to do is put the clip in. So we take it out because it's a little awkward to put the turntable in. So essentially it's just one screw clip, right, which holds the 45 adapter, which you use for 45 records. So that's the only thing you need to install after the turntable. And that's it.